Good morning. Good morning. How are you this morning? I know this is not my usual time. I'm trying to play catch up today. So I'm going live in my group and on all my other platforms all at the same time because yesterday was a challenging day, a really challenging day. Um, it was a positive day. I was in Newcastle and had to get the train at 7:40 in the morning. Um, and I didn't get back here till sort of almost 7 o'clock at night. So it was a long day. There was no heating on the train. It was freezing. Hi, Kelly. So by the time I got to Newcastle, I was freezing. I got to the hotel. There was no heating in the hotel. I was due to do a live in my group at 11 a.m. to talk to you guys about resilience. And I just couldn't do it. I was so cold. I was shivering. I was hanging on an oil-filled radiator with somebody's morning, Rebecca, with somebody's gloves on and somebody's snood on and my coat on all the way through the meeting. It was just a horrendous day. And it didn't get any better. I have to say, I got home to do my evening live and the internet had crashed and we were desperately trying to get it back on and do it. Anyway, I gave up in the end. And allowed myself to just step back from it and go, do you know what? It doesn't matter. You can do it tomorrow, Mandy. But I really did want to talk to you this week about resilience and about why your past doesn't define you. So on my main pages, that was my topic for last night, why your past does not define you. And in my group, I was talking about resilience. Now, the two are interconnected, really interconnected. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to hit everywhere on one live this morning. So I have no makeup on. It's been like this since I moved in the house last week. So let me start with that. So for those of you that don't know me, if you're watching on other platforms, I am Mandy Nicholson and I am the Creative Genius Consultant. And I help creative women to launch, grow and scale their businesses and make more money. And I am absolutely delighted to have you watching this live today and really want to help you coming out of the end of what's been a couple of really tough years to get yourself ready for 2022, to be resilient and to let anything that's gone on behind you, just let it go. So I want to talk to you about all of that this morning and help you. That's why I'm here this morning. So I'm in the new office and currently, so I'm in the mini castle. So that's the first thing. I am in the mini castle, guys. We moved in last Wednesday when the carpets were fitted. We did sort of got the basic stuff from the flat down. All my stuff was delivered on Friday. And I am still surrounded by lots of packing boxes. I've got certain rooms unpacked. I've got bruises on bruises and cuts on cuts, and every single part of me is sore and aching. But I'm in the mini castle, and that's what matters. And that's part of what I want to talk to you about today, the resilience of just being able to keep going. So what I've done this morning, I've just taken the dogs to the grooming salon. So there's no dogs going to bark this morning. That doesn't mean the door won't go or my son won't walk in, but there's no dogs this morning. So excited for 2022. Glad you're in your mini castle. Thank you, Rebecca. Yes, so am I. There's so much still to do. So I've still got the 3 letting rooms to do. So the 3 rooms that are going to form part of the retreats, the Van Gogh room, the Monet room, and the Picasso room are all still to do. Still got a building site on the top floor. However, our living accommodation is pretty much finished. I am going to film a video, but not until I've got it a bit tidier, probably towards the weekend once I've got some more boxes unpacked. Anyway, so I've been talking all this week on my social media channels about why your past does not define you. And I did a couple of really quite poignant posts about, I have been bent many things in my life, many things. I've been good things, I've been not so good things, I've had things happen to me. We all have, we've all got a story. We've all been many things. There's lots of things that have happened to you in your life that have shaped who you are today. Your past does not define you. It actually makes you what you are today. And that is unique and it's special. And there's nobody else like you on this planet. And actually accepting all of that, then accepting what you are and who you are today. And it doesn't matter if your hair is tidy or if you've got makeup on. It doesn't matter whether you need to lose a few pounds. I definitely do. It doesn't matter if you don't feel great. You still need to show yourself and tell your story to the world, because there are people out there that need you right now. So if you are hiding behind your business, if you're a bit of an introvert, a lot of the ladies I work with are introverts and don't like showing up, but actually have wonderful businesses, great products and services that other people need in the world. So whatever has happened in your past, it's made you what you are today. And combine that with resilience and how you can keep going no matter what, then you're actually a powerhouse. So I want to talk about that resilience, because I've been talking about that in my group all week as well. Of how do you build up resilience? Many women that I come across are amazing. They are so resilient. They've been through so many things, from marriage breakups, through great loss in their lives, through illnesses that have held them back from being all they want to be. My best friend is one of those people that struggles with illness, and these women amaze me in their resilience and their ability to keep on going. So I wanted to talk about, what is resilience? How can we actively work on being more resilient in our lives? I think it comes natural to a lot of women, but also there's a lot of women that I work with and women that I come across that are holding themselves back because of circumstance or situations. So I've used the acronym TOUGH. So TOUGH is the acronym I'm using to help you to really get your head around how to build up your resilience, and how to not just build it up, but acknowledge who you are, acknowledge how wonderful you are, and how much resilience you have currently in your life. So let's start with the T in TOUGH. So TOUGH, TOUGH. And I'm going to start with the T, and T stands for time out. One of the things that I have learned in the last couple of decades of my life is that taking time out and slowing down and acknowledging that your body and mind need rest as much as they need everything else in your life is one of my biggest skills these days. So, I've had such a busy week moving into the mini castle. It's been full on. It still could be. If I wanted to unpack absolutely everything, I'd never stop now till the end of January. And I've had to acknowledge that I can't do that. There's time that I need for my body and for my mind to recover, so that I can be all that I need to be for the clients that I work with, for the people in my life. So time out is the T in TOUGH. To be tough, you need to acknowledge when you need to take time out and look after your body and mind. Now, do that through rest, do it through self-care, do it through meditation, whatever methods that you want to use, that you resonate with, that work for you to calm your mind and body again. I found my TENS machine when I was unpacking last week, and I was joyous, honestly, that I'd found my TENS machine. I put it on my back for an hour while I was reading my new book, Inspiring Ivy. If you haven't seen my posts on that, do buy that book. It's amazing. So I put my TENS machine on for an hour, and it really helped my back feel a lot better. So that there's lots of things that you can do to be tough by looking after yourself better. So that's the T in TOUGH. The O in TOUGH is opportunity. And I say that in resilience, there's an opportunity in resilience for you to look at what the alternatives are. What are the opportunities that lie in front of you that give you different pathways? Resilience is about looking at, if you can't do something, if something is blocking you, what else is there? What other opportunities are there? Sometimes you have to stop things. Sometimes you have to let things go. Sometimes you have to completely change path. So let me tell you that this has not been an easy process for me over the last 6 months. Getting into this house and doing this on my own, because bear in mind, there is just me, my son who is autistic. I've got a 14-and-a-half-year-old black Labrador and a blind dog. So really, we're a motley crew. And I've sold my house, moved to Scotland, bought this massive house, renovated it. It's cost an absolute fortune. It's pushed me outside of my comfort zone. But each time there's been a barrier, I've said, right, what can I do? What is the opportunity here for me to keep going? Because there were many times I wanted to throw in the towel. There were many times I wished I hadn't done it. There were many times I wanted to just give up and say, let's buy a cottage on a lake and disappear forever and just paint. But you know what? I'd committed and I'd decided to do something. And sometimes it does. I've got a Facebook user saying good morning, but I don't know who it is. I can't see your name, so let me know who it is. Yeah, there are many times I just wanted to give up, and I think we all feel like that, don't we? When things get difficult and things get really hard and things don't go our way, this is where resilience really comes in, and it's looking for the opportunity to actually keep going and to keep moving forward. So I have had to look for finance, and I have been debt free for years, and that has pushed me outside of my comfort zone. I have had to allow contractors to wait to be paid, and I don't sleep at night if I don't pay people immediately. It's been a really tough 6 months, and that's shown for me how resilient I can be. And that's been about me constantly looking for opportunities. So that the O in tough, we've got timeout. Morning, hope you're well, Mandy. It's Andrea. Hi, Andrea. Timeout, we've got opportunity. So what's the U in tough? The U in tough is for you. It's you. You are unique. The U in tough is your uniqueness. Never, 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 never. This is your resilience now. Let anybody take you down, tell you you're not good enough, tell you you can't do something, because your past doesn't define you, it makes you. You are unique. There is the only you, and you are special. And the way that you are going to do things in your life is really unique as well. You don't have to do it like anyone else. I refuse to run my business like anyone else. I run my business like I want to run it. It has to sit with my values. It has to be something that brings me joy. It has to be something that really helps the clients that I'm working with. So my uniqueness, I have made that my business. And I want you to, your resilience is knowing that you do not, even if you're selling the same product to somebody else, you do it your way. This is resilience, because we often look at other people and we go, perhaps I need to change what I'm doing. Don't change what you're doing. Let it sit with your values. Let it sit with you and how you want to feel about your business, and persevere with that. Okay, so that's the U in tough. We're talking about tough here, and I've used it as an acronym for resilience. So we've got T is for timeout, O is for opportunity, U is for unique. So the G in tough is for goals. Be absolutely clear on your goals, but also be clear on what you expect of yourself and of others. This is important. When you're setting goals, make sure that you know you can achieve them, and make sure that you're not pushing yourself to a place that is beyond your mental or physical capability. Because we often set goals that are too hard, too tough, not achievable. Whenever you're setting goals, please ask yourself, is something that is going to bring you joy in your business? It's going to bring you happiness? Is it going to help the people you want to help? And are you able to do it? Be clear on what you expect of yourself. Goals are important, but the clarity of those goals is also really important. And being resilient is accepting your ceiling, your capabilities, your Your energy levels, this is really important. Your energy levels, if you're pushing yourself too far in your business, so that your energy is depleted. My live is on goals today. Great, Kelly. Yes, I've done lots of lives on goals recently. Goals are so important, so much to them. Talked about them a lot in my vision board workshop last week, and actually blew the minds of some of my clients because it's such a big topic. It's very easy, isn't it? It's a small word, goals, but it's a huge topic. And setting them is everything, because if you set goals that are way beyond you from an energy perspective, from a capability perspective, then you are going to feel overwhelmed. You are not going to feel resilient. You are not going to be operating at the level that you are at right now. It's okay to push yourself and set stretch goals, but again, only if they sit within your capabilities. That's what I'm going to say about goals. And talking about goals is a whole other live and a whole other training. So I'm not going to get too far into that. Go and watch Kelly's today, Kelly Williams. And the H in tough. And I thought about this long and hard when doing an acronym. I don't want to do things for the sake of it. So we're talking about resilience, and toughness is in the dictionary description of resilience. Okay, toughness, it's in the dictionary. Go and look up the dictionary, and it says the ability to overcome obstacles and follow opportunities and difficulties in life. Toughness, that's what it says. So I've used tough as the acronym. So we've got T is for timeout, O is for opportunity, U is for your uniqueness, G is for goals, and the H, I've used the H for hallowed. Hallowed, what a lovely word that is. Yeah, hallowed. Your time is hallowed. Your time is valuable. It's worth money. Set boundaries. Boundaries in your business of how and when your clients can and can't contact you. Boundaries in your life. Boundaries for yourself, what you are willing to do. I'm just reading Rebecca's comment here. Thanks for reminders, Mandy. The last 2 years have been challenging, positive and negative, including when I pushed too hard and it's resulted in anxiety. And this is it. This is it. Resilience isn't about keeping going. It's about stopping and recognizing this. I'm rubbish at boundaries, Kelly says. Lots of people are. Boundaries are really important. So I'm going to tell you a funny story about this, because I was telling the guys at the meeting I was at yesterday, and I think Andrea's saying, so I need to be hearing this today, acknowledging sometimes it's okay not to be going at full throttle when you are running on empty. Absolutely, you can't run on empty. Go and try and run your car on empty and see what happens to your car. It doesn't just stop, it ruins some of the components. And it will cost you more money in the long run. Think about that. You run your car on empty, it will ruin some of the mechanical components, and it will cost you more money in the long run and more time. So it's the same for you. Treat yourself like that. You need to be well oiled and fueled and running well. And if you're not doing all of that, so we come to the H at the end of tough, and it's hallowed. Your time is hallowed. Boundaries. So let me tell you the funny story. So my sister's moved up to Dalbeatty. She's followed me. She does this a lot. Yeah, you got to laugh about that. And she did it in her usual way, which was a bit half-assed, and decided to do it and just did it. Got a job, and nothing matched in terms of time. She had nowhere to live. So I ended up having to let her sleep on the floor at the house before I'd moved in. And then she's taken the flat that I've been living in temporarily until she finds somewhere to live. Okay, so that kind of sounds like a solution, doesn't it? But I didn't want anybody living in my house before me. This is huge for me, what I've created here. Huge. And I'm talking about boundaries now. So the thoughts of somebody living in my house, even if it was my sister before me, and using my shower before me and using my kitchen before me. So what I said was, you can sleep on the floor in the house for a week until we can switch places, but you're not allowed to have a shower. You're not allowed to cook in my kitchen. You can use the toilet. The contractors have been using the toilet, but you need to clean it. But you can't use the shower, and you can't cook in the kitchen, and you can't do this, and you can't do that. So, and you can't have the cat there. And I kept her dog at the flat. and they had to come along. It caused my own problems. She had to come along to the flat for showers. They all did. They had to come along to the flat for meals. But I did not want anybody doing all those things in my brand new house before I had. So I set really clear boundaries. And you might think they're a bit anal, but it was important to me. And actually, she just accepted that and understood it because I'd said it. And this is what's going to happen. So it's important that you have boundaries so that people know what you expect of them. Because actually, if I hadn't set those boundaries, and that, I'm making light of it, but if I hadn't set those boundaries, I'd have sat along at that flat wondering if she was having a shower here or she was splattering oil on the back of my brand new tiles behind my cooker. And it would have bothered me, and it would have caused me unnecessary stress and worry. And it sounds silly, but it's a little thing, but it's really important. So imagine a big thing like your business. Do you want your team or your clients contacting you all the time? And do you want 100 messages a day? Or do you have a space and time where they can do this? I want you to think about boundaries, because boundaries are about you being more resilient. Because if you know you're only checking in once a day with your team or twice a week with your clients, and they know how to contact you and you're doing it in a specific way, it makes your life much easier because you know what to expect of yourself and others know what to expect of you. So let's recap, shall we? I've been talking about how your past does not define you, how you are what you are today, and it doesn't matter what you are because you are a whole mix of ingredients. I think one of my posts this week was about ingredients, and you've got all these ingredients from your past that make up what you are today. And what you are today is perfect. And I've been talking about resilience, and I've used the acronym TOUGH because of the dictionary description. And TOUGH stands for T is for time out, taking time out for your mind and body. O is for opportunity and looking for, when barriers and problems come up, what else you can do. U is for your uniqueness. Use it. Make your business all about you and how your values sit. G is for goals. Be clear on what you expect of yourself and of others, and make sure your goals are not pushing you beyond your capabilities. Be clear on that. And H is for hallowed, because your time is hallowed. Your time is valuable, and set boundaries. So I hope that's helped you today and helped you to think about things and that's what I'll be doing over the next few weeks. Remember that if you want to come and join the Creative Genius Corner, my group, the link is in the comments. I've got a 5-day challenge starting on the 10th of January. Where I will be sharing loads of value. The last one was fantastic. It was high vibe. The women that were in there absolutely loved it. And the ladies that signed up for my signature program are flying in their businesses. There's big changes happening. It's a wonderful thing. I love doing 5-day challenges. It's great to spend 5 days with people. If you know anybody else that would benefit from that, in their business, that's creative, that is not performing where they need to right now, get them into that 5-day challenge. It costs nothing and it will help. So have a wonderful week. Watch for the weekend. I'm going to go round and do a video of the house with a commentary, so you'll be able to have a neb around all the places, even the bits that aren't finished yet. Have a wonderful week. I will see you next week, hopefully on time for both my usual slots. Bye for now. I'm going to unpack some boxes.